guys, I decided to do my story time today, but I may or may not post it today. I might post it tomorrow. I don't know yet. But this is the time that I moved from Atlanta to Connecticut. How I got from Atlanta, Georgia to Hartford, Connecticut. So it started out with me being in school, high school. I was 15 years old. I'm hyped. It's Thanksgiving. It's about to be Thanksgiving weekend. It's the last day of school before we go on our break. And I'm excited. I'm with my friends chilling after school. And we're walking, having a conversation like the good teenagers that we are. And we're just randomly decided to say, like, how would we feel if one of us ended up leaving during our Thanksgiving break? Of course, I had to be the chosen one, because when I got home that afternoon, guess what was going on? Anyways, we say our goodbyes. I'm saying my byes to my friends, thinking I'm about to see them right after break. Anyway, I go home, but when I get home, I realize that all my stuff is packed up. I'm not understanding why, what's going on. I'm trying to ask questions and nobody's answering. I'm getting ignored. And it's just making me even more pissed off, because I'm just like, all my stuff is packed and I'm asking y'all why and y'all not trying to give me no answers. I was getting pretty upset. Eventually, as we're going to the bus stop, I get answers. Oh, we have to move. Oh, we have to move. Da 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 da. And I'm just like, move where? Like, where are we moving to? We moving to the other side of town or something? I'm not understanding what was going on. They was like, no, we gotta move out of state. So I'm just like, where we going? I don't even care about where we going. I said, I'm calling my father. I'm calling my aunt. I'm calling my uncles. I'm calling my friends. I'm calling anybody, because I do not want to leave. So I'm trying to see who can come pick me up, because I wasn't going with them. I wasn't getting on nobody's bus. My dad wasn't answering the phone. He was at work. Everybody else was just ignoring the phone call, thinking I was calling just to be calling. That was the worst time for y'all to decide not to answer my phone call, because y'all think I'm calling just to call. Anyways, eventually my best friend answers her phone. But by the time she answers, it's too late, because I'm already about to get on the bus. She finally gets me to calm down. But it doesn't take away the fact that I'm leaving the only place that I know is home. The only place that I know I can roam these streets and not get into trouble. Now I'm going to some mystical place and I have no idea what's going on, who it is, where is it. Like, I don't know nothing about wherever we're going. And it's just like, it was scary to me. That's mainly probably what it was. I was just scared and I didn't want to go. So we're on the bus and we make a stop in Washington, D.C. So I'm just like, okay, so we're moving to Washington? They're like, no, we just have to sit here for 2 hours. So I'm annoyed, because like, what's going on? Like, now we gotta take all our stuff and go get on a whole nother bus just to get where we gotta go. Anyways, 2 hours go by. I done calmed down a lot more. Like, talking to my friends this whole trip, I done calmed down so much that I'll put my headphones in, talk to my friends, and I don't want to hear nothing from nobody else. Finally, we reach Maryland. We're in Cambridge, Maryland now. This is when I realized where we're gonna be moving to. I realized that we're moving in with my grandmother. It's technically my stepfather's mother, but you know, like I said, their family is my family is theirs. So, that's my grandmother. And I get kind of happy and relieved, because I'm like, now I know that we're gonna be with some people that we know. I don't have to feel too scared anymore, but I'm still like upset, because I started my teenage life and I was pretty satisfied with it. So the first 2 weeks of being in Maryland, I was a rebellious kid. You could not tell me nothing. I'm doing whatever I feel like I want to do. You couldn't tell me nothing. After I got over my rebellious stage, you know, sitting down talking to my grandmother, telling her how I really feel, she told me to go out, like when I go to school, to join whatever is gonna make me feel good. So I joined the choir because, like I said, I love to sing, and at the time I loved to dance, so I joined the dance team as well. And I was just really, really happy being a teenager. I didn't have many rules because my family was literally everywhere in Maryland. I could turn a corner and there was family. I snapped my finger and there was family. I went to school and there was family. So I never really had many rules. I had rules, obviously. I was a teenager, and that's the obvious rules, you know. Don't stay out too late, you know. Make sure I'll call whenever I'm gonna be late. No having babies, no pregnancies, no none of that, you know. The obvious as a teenager. So I was just living my best life. After a while, I'm at school and it's the middle of the day, and I get called to the principal's office, and I'm just not understanding why. So I go, and it's my grandmother in the office taking me out of school today. So I'm like, why are we leaving early? So she was like, I'll explain to you when we get back home. I'll tell you everything when we get home. We just need to go pick up your brother and sister and your cousin, and then we can go home. So that day I knew my sister, one of my sisters, had to go to the dentist or the doctor, whatever one, I don't remember. But I know they had to go somewhere, so they weren't in school. The other ones were, though. So we went to go pick up my other sister, we went to go pick up my brothers, and we went home. We got home, and my grandmother was just like, we can't find your mother. And I'm like, you can't find her? What do you mean you can't find her? She went to the doctor. Then they were like, no, she went to the doctor, but she went to the back and just never came out. And I was like, what do you mean never came out? They was like, I said, did you wait long enough for them to come out? They was like, yeah. And then they said they went to the back and they weren't there. My mother, my sister, and my little brother, they were not back there. So they were like trying to figure out what happened, like how they just disappear from the back. So my stepdad is out looking for her. My aunts are out looking for her. My uncles, they're all out there looking for her. Wherever they think she may be, they out looking. Sorry. Eventually, the police show up at my grandmother's house. They come in and they're like, we need the kids to pack up their stuff. And I'm looking like, what kids pack up what stuff? Because this is where I live at. I'm not picking up nothing. Y'all know how I am. I'm very over dramatic. So I'm just like, I'm not going nowhere. You're going to have to put my hands behind my back and drag me out of here. I'm not going. So I'm in the back, like, yelling, screaming. I locked me and my brother and sisters in the room. We ain't going nowhere. I locked us in the room. And the police is out talking to my grandmother, talking about, we know where their mother is, and we came to pick up the kids, and they need to pack their stuff so we can take them to their mother. My grandmother's just asking, like, are they coming back? Like, when are they coming back? The whole nine. So when eventually I had no choice. Like, the police obviously was threatening me with a whole lot of BS. But eventually I packed up a few of our stuff, because I said we gonna go anywhere. We gonna go with a little bit of stuff, because we gonna have to come back here. I packed us up a few things and we went to where my mother was. My mother was hiding in a shelter. It was like a home-based shelter, so it wasn't like a regular one. I don't know if you guys know what a home-based shelter is. It's one that looked like a house and it had many rooms, and every person, like every family gets their own room type of thing. So that's what we were in, and we were there for a few months. Nobody was supposed to know we were there. My grandmother couldn't know we were there. My stepfather could not know we were there. My biological father, who was in Atlanta, couldn't even know we were there. So nobody could know where we were. But me, of course, I find my ways because somebody's gonna find me. So when my mom would be asleep, I would be downstairs on the phone talking to my grandmother, giving her like little hints, because I don't know where we are. I don't know Maryland like that, so I couldn't tell her like, oh yeah, we're on such street at such. No, I was just like, we're in a house. I know it's a shelter. I don't know the name of it. I just know there's this and this and this around the area. What can you do with that? Do whatever you can to try to find us. And eventually my grandmother did just that, because she's a social worker. So she found us. But she could not take us, which really sucked because I really wanted to leave. She could not take us. And the little time that my grandmother tried to get everything together to try to make a case to take us, my mom had other plans. We were in that shelter long enough for my mom to make plans with the shelter to transport us. I'm not even know where we're going. Eventually, the day that we're leaving, getting ready to leave, my mother finally tells me, oh, your aunt said we can come stay with her. The aunt on my mother's side, my mother's sister. Her name is Kiana. I love her. She's one of my favorite aunts. Like, whenever me and my mama go at it now, I call her. But I'm just like, okay, but Auntie Kiana lives in New Jersey. From my knowledge, I thought she lived in New Jersey. No, she lived in Connecticut. In Connecticut. So guess what? We went from Maryland to Connecticut. So now we're in Connecticut, and it's like my whole life flips. It's just like I went from being a teenager to a mother, like that, just like that. Not being a mother as in pregnant wise, being a mother as in there were already 5 of us, and I became my siblings' mother that day. Like, what? Not even that day. When we moved to the shelter, I became their mother, but I wasn't as attentive as when we got to Connecticut. And I became their, it's like, this is what we were. Like, I couldn't do nothing. I could not be a teenager. I couldn't. When I turned 16, we lived in a shelter. We lived at Prudence Crandall Shelter in New Britain. So I was going to New Britain High when we were there for a little bit. I was there until my sophomore year, actually. Yeah, because I did my whole sophomore year at New Britain High. Yeah, so I'm there, and we come to Connecticut, and I'm thinking we're about to live with our aunt. We're in the shelter. We're in the Prudence Crandall Shelter. And don't get me wrong, it was not a bad place to be. I actually liked it after a while, because then I met my godmother. Like, I gained a godmother, and then I gained a sister and 2 more brothers. But they became my separate family. They weren't a part of the family that I had to take care of. And I like that. Like, I can go and be with them, and I can just be me. But then when I come home, I had to be the mother. So when I say be a mother, I was doing everything that my mother should have been doing. I'm not bashing her. Don't get me wrong. Don't get on here bashing her either. I'm not bashing her. I'm just speaking the truth. This is what happened. Eventually we got out of the shelter, and we moved to Hartford. We lived on the south end at the time. You know, Park Street, Broad Street area. You know, over there. So we're here, and this is when my motherly instincts was like on lockdown now, because now I'm definitely the oldest. My mother done had some more kids, and I have to pick up the slack for everything. And it wasn't until I became 17 about to be 17. When, like, you see all that happened while I was 15 and 16. 2 years, all of that BS happened. Now I'm 16 turning 17 and I'm at Weaver. Y'all know Weaver. I'm at Weaver. So I'm out there, but I'm getting into a whole lot more trouble than I thought I was gonna be getting into. I didn't think it was gonna be that bad, but I'm at Weaver, and it's just like a lot of things happen to me. So like I've lost my whole teenage life. That was just that. Like, I had to take care of my siblings more. I had to make sure they got ready for school. It was just all bad. Then my senior year, 2015, my mom decides to have 2 more kids. Yes, 2 more kids. She gave birth to my younger siblings. They are twins. My senior year was like the craziest for me because I gave up so much my senior year. My mother gave birth to these twins. She had to get a C-section, and I raised them. Like, I had them when she came home from the hospital. I missed like 4 or 5 months of school to help raise these kids, like 3 or 4 months of school to help raise them because she could not move. When I graduated, I decided that I can no longer be these kids' mother. I need to work for me. I need to do for me. So I did everything I could. I got into a summer program at the University of St. Joseph. So I did a summer program there, and I loved it. I had so much freaking fun. I was just knew that this place I wanted to be. At the time, it was an all-girls school, and I loved it. And then, you know, fall came, and I started there. I did my fall semester there. And then after, I realized it was getting too expensive to be there. So I went to CCSU, Connecticut State University. I'm pretty sure I'm saying that wrong, but it's CCSU. Oh, Central Connecticut State University. So I went there, and I did my second semester there. So I'm there, but it's about to be summertime, and we're about to all get ready to leave. I just did my finals, everything, having a good time, and then we're leaving. And then I'm already working, so I started my first job, everything. I'm on it. And eventually I find out that while in school I was pregnant with my son, and that he was to be due in February the following year. I was so scared, lose up my mind. I didn't know what I was about to do. I done argued with my mother so much, done got dragged, done got beat, done beat on. Like, it's just been a back and forth rodeo with this lady. There's never a time where I can say that we were good and stayed that way. Never. And then even till this day, she treats me like I am just not her daughter. Like, I just did not do shit for her. And she makes it up that I did nothing for her. She go around talking about me to everybody. Like, everybody. There's no, like, she was even once upon a time telling my son's father's family that I ain't shit. It is what it is. I ain't. And I get it from my mama. But yeah, so I done ended up moving back in with my mother because I moved out. I've been on my own since I was 16. I eventually moved back in with her, and then found out that the living situation just wasn't gonna work out when it came to meet my son and her. It wasn't gonna work out. So I eventually moved in with my son's father's older sister, and I thank her so much for that, because if it wasn't for her, I don't know how having my son would have even worked. But I'm so thankful for them. I love his family. Love them so much. They help so much with my son. But yeah, that's my crazy how I got from Atlanta to Connecticut story. Like, I told y'all would be like, y'all jaws will drop. Like, like, that really happened. Yes, I'm serious. That really happened to me. Yeah, that really happened. And it still happened until this day. But this day and age, I am living on my own. I have my own place. My son is in school. Yes. I'm working. Yes. Your girl is. But y'all can see I'm a jokey type of person. Like, even in the serious and saddest of moments, I'm a jokey person, and that is just me. But that's that story time. Like, y'all can comment below and ask me whatever y'all want to ask me, because I promise y'all, like, I missed on saying a lot of different stuff, because the way a lot of the stuff happened, you guys would really bash my mother, and I don't need that on here. Like I said, I don't need the negativity. When I need the negativity and I come out here with the BS, y'all need to be all for it. But right now, it's not the time nor the place to do that. So, yeah, this is just like, this is how my life been. I've been on my own since 16. I'm 24 now. Living my best life. Someway, you know, this pandemic got everybody fucked up. So I live my best life to the safest. But yeah, guys, like, let me know what y'all think about this video. I think I'm gonna do a lot more story times on here, and like, I'll bring my son on sometimes so you guys can see him. I'll probably bring him later. So when I upload this video, I may upload another one. I may upload 2 videos a day, because my son be with me in the afternoon and not the morning. And then depending on my work schedule, you gotta go off that too, so you know how that goes. But like I said, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, send it to your friends, your friends, you get it? And yeah, this is officially Vacy. Thank you, and I'll talk to you when I can. Bye.